Hi there. So in the last video, we talked about some purposeful design decisions that you can make to help you shift away from emergency remote learning to a more purposely designed learning experience in the online environment. And we talked about how a mindset shift away from deliverer of content and information towards a designer of learning experiences was key. And we talked about thinking about the affordances of different learning environments, what was best delivered where. And I finished up that video by asking you to consider where in your lessons was the instruction component, and if we could redistribute that to the asynchronous environment, what would that look like? And then it leaves you more time and effort to support your students, get them involved in active components, collaborative learning, and assessment for learning activities. So that's where we end it. And this video, I want to focus on the practicalities of what this may look like to create digital learning artifacts for this asynchronous environment. So the affordances here are that what was formerly a lecture or a short information piece, we know that we can quickly and easily create video micro lectures or explainer videos. We know that instruction can come from other sources such as articles or websites, infographics, podcasts, and we know that AI can help us in a lot of this process. But for today's demonstration, I wanted to keep it extremely simple, extremely accessible and doable for busy educators that maybe don't have a budget for a whole range of tools and who actually just want to create something quickly and easily. And I think the key here in this world of AI enhancement and development is we're a little bit missing authenticity. So, I want us to create digital learning artifacts that still maintain the teacher presence and connection and contextualization with your learners. So what I encourage before I go into this demonstration is that, lean into your authentic self, your imperfections, your voice, your accent, and these digital learning artifacts, they don't have to be perfect. Specifically, we're going to focus on MicroLecture development, and hopefully you'll see that this is an approach that a little bit of time and effort can capture something and create something for your learning experience that you can then use again and again and again. So the upfront effort, actually offsets time and attention later on in your teaching. And again, it frees you up to be more present in your synchronous environment and do more engaging activities with your learners. Okay, so I'm just going to jump straight into the demonstration. I'm going to switch my camera off, and the tool we're using is Microsoft PowerPoint. And Microsoft PowerPoint, much kind of criticized over the years, but I still think it's an immensely powerful tool. And hopefully you'll agree with me after this quick demonstration. And we're going to use this slide deck that I've been using to create these videos. And particularly, we're going to look at a tool called Cameo, which is built in to Microsoft PowerPoint. So again, this should be a tool that everybody has access to. And the feature just needs to be activated. I'm operating on a Mac at the moment, so if you run a Windows machine, the location might be slightly different. But for me, you saw I went under the Record tab and I clicked Cameo, okay? And straight away, it's given me this option here to select where my camera placement might be. And if I click on that tab, I can change what this looks like. I can do a full screen, I can do different shapes, but I kind of like this this circle, and I can place it wherever I want. And what it can do is go ahead and place that on different slides. Okay, so once I'm happy with this placement on my slides, and I can just copy and paste it, in any of these slides wherever I want to pop up. Once I'm happy with the placement, I can go to the record function and click the record button. And what I like about this is it lets you put a script here. So when I think about micro lectures, I want them to be very focused, and I want them to be linked to at least partly achieving a learning outcome. So this is where we can use AI to generate a script, maybe give it the learning outcome, give it the context that you're in, give it the target audience of your learners, ask it to create a 10-minute transcript on the topic that meets partly this learning outcome, and it can give you a script, and you can paste the script in here and slide by slide and break it down. And then once you're happy with what you have to say, you can simply hit record. It will count you down, 3, 2, 1. I can read my script if I need to. It's not very easy sometimes to look directly at the camera and just say what's on your mind and speak to the slides. So I can have that crutch of the script that's developed. I can say at any point I can stop that. I can play it back. 3, 2, 1. I can read. If I'm not happy with that slide, I can delete it and I can re-record. And what I love about the real pragmaticness of this is that at any point, I'm doing this slide by slide. So if at any point I can change the visual on the slide, or I can go back in and re-record the message on that slide. Okay, so I can re-record it and I can adjust it over time. So it makes it really flexible, and I can stop that if I'm happy with it, and it's going to stay there. And then once I'm happy with the whole recording on every slide, then I just need to go to export, and I export it as an MP4. Okay, so I can export it as a video file, and then it can be uploaded to YouTube for sharing, or another drive that you might want to create a share link, or your learning management system. But again, just to emphasize, it's the quickness and ease that this is possible with this approach, and the fact that at any point I can just go back in, I can move this around, I can again re-record it if I want to bin that and start again and record from scratch. 3, 2, 1. I might have something slightly different to say, or I might adjust the slide at a later point. I think the only other thing to emphasize is that you can select the camera and microphone from here and here. Obviously, I'm recording the screen using a different software, so it's not giving me that option now. But it's a really powerful tool, I think, that's maybe undervalued and underestimated. So hopefully this is a really good first step to, once you've identified your direct components, quickly and easily create micro lecture videos. Please let me know if this was of any use, and if and how you're utilizing it.